The simple phrases that you say every day are the reason why you're feeling stuck. In this live video, I want to give you one tool that can shift your game and your life if you do what I say. I think the reason why you're here is that you might be feeling stuck. There are so many people out there right now that are feeling stuck. We're in a season where there's so much pressure and focus on results. People fear being rejected. There's a lot of reorgs. People are in between jobs, and what you subconsciously do is that you give away power. And what do I mean by that? When you feel less than, when you use words like "I'm okay," but it's okay, you give away power. But the reason why you are here and in my circle is that whether you recognize it right now or you're not, but think there's a pull for you to unleash your full potential. You know deep down that you're not playing full out. You know deep down that you're not living full out. Because if you lived full out, you would be fearless, right? You would show up each day and create amazing impact without being attached to the results. But most leaders are not that way. They are super attached to the results. I want to give you one tool that can get you unstuck from that focus on results and really enable you and help you to show up as that fearless leader, vibrating in more freedom, more just being you. Most people are not themselves. There's a lot of there are a lot of masking, right? Um, and it's all about, and it's not, is it all about, but in this video, it's all about something that you know deep down, but you ignore. Sonia Croquette has written a book called Trust Your Vibes. And it's a book that I've been recommending to my clients over the last couple of months and several times over the last couple of weeks. Because what happens when you are so focused on your results is that you ignore what's happening in between. And that's where the keys to your kingdom is. And when we're focusing in on what you're telling yourself and others, if you're not super aware and super present, you tell yourself lies. You tell other people lies. But what's most important for you to know, and the consequences thereof, is that when you say, but that's okay, or I'm okay, you are really not okay. What happens in leadership meetings or when you are with team members or even at home when you say to your kids, I'm okay, or your spouse, you are not okay. And then you are violating or something is going against your values. And I know for a fact, because I've been there a couple of years ago, when there's something that goes against your core values and you say, I'm okay, and you keep sabotaging your own values or not tolerating your own values, suddenly it's impacting your performance because it impacts your sleepless night, it impacts your sleepless nights, frustration, not feeling happy, and you cannot show up. There's something like the friction within you. So what you want to do and practice is what most people are not aware. And that's why Sonia wrote this book, Trust Your Vibes. Most people do not listen to their inner knowing. And what do I mean by that? The inner knowing is, what is it that you know that you know that you know? That is your inner knowing. And I've been in, I don't know about where the company that you serve, but I've been in companies, serving companies and helping leaders that have been so far or not attached to the vibration, and it hasn't been acknowledged that something is telling me this is wrong. But you must start to listen to your inner knowing, because that's a seventh sense, right? We talk so much about it, but we don't apply it in business. But great leaders, they do apply it. It's intuitive leadership. It's intuitive, just being you to listen to what you know. I want to give you an example so that you can relate why it's so important. I've recently served an exec, a C-suite, wonderful person, individual, very successful. But what happens when we're in a room with a toxic or controlling person? And we say, I'm not, but we do. There are people who are difficult to navigate or difficult to, what do I want to say? Sometimes we happen to be in meetings where people really want to own the conversation. And you can feel pressured to say yes. You can feel like being so pushed to accept a solution. And what would happen, and for this exec, is that she said, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. But deep down, she was not okay. She knew that the decision that was being made in that moment was against what she knew would be the best solution. But this is other exec that showed up was toxic. And I got her on a call, and I could pick up that this okay was not okay. She had given away power, and the fact that you give away power and you don't acknowledge what your inner knowing is telling you impacts your performance, impacts your sleep, your overall mental health, and also how you show up as a leader, your personal leadership brand, right? Your personal brand. So the hook I want to give you today is very simple. It's not always so easy to apply, but it requires you to be so present. But when you apply it, and when you know how to embody it, and you're embodying it, when you embody it, things will shift effortlessly for you. The hook is actually two in one. It's slowing down, and it's trusting your vibe, trusting what is being channeled through you. What is that message that shows up that you know, I need to say this? But oftentimes you don't say that because you have fear of being rejected. You have fear of, what does he think of me? You have fear of being fired, laid off because of the environment we're in right now. You fear that people say, but you're crazy. You fear how he will react. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you show up and lead. Most leaders do not lead. Most people are there as fixers. Most people are in that role as just implementers. If you're super committed to be a leader and create greater results, you must learn. You have to learn to slow down. You have to learn to really honor your vibration. And you want to learn to honor your vibration, and you want to learn to channel that message, being that messenger and showing up with love, integrity, fearlessness, and just say, hey, actually, what we're talking about right now, what you're suggesting, I don't think we should do that. this is your chance because very few people have built a connection or relationship with the inner knowing. Very few people have built the consciousness and understanding of their thoughts, the feelings, and actions. That conscious being is going to explode in 2025. If you really just practice these two things, slowing down, being so present, and honor your vibration, honor your inner knowing, then things will shift for you. That I know to be true. I came from a place where I was fearful. I did not acknowledge how I was feeling. But when I came back home, I had sleepless nights, a migraine, right? Because I just knew, why didn't I say that? Why didn't I say that? And I played small. I felt less than. I don't want that to happen for you. You can't get unstuck. And everything starts with how you feel. And even before that, what are you telling yourself, those inner dialogues? And when you play small and not showing up with power, and I don't talk about toxic power, I talk about really showing up and wanting to serve and setting other people up for success. But in that process, you want to really honor how you feel. And this amazing individual I talked to the other day, she said, and I hear this so many times. I say, if you're a C-suite, it's not me. Okay, but listen up. I help a lot of women in C-suite, and they struggle with this. So maybe you're lying to yourself right now, but maybe you are just doing it all nicely. And I would love to talk to you. I love to feature you in one of my fireside chats. But listen up. Most people do not think or tell themselves that I actually cannot go back and say, actually, I'm starting to doubt that the decision that we made is the best one. They ignore that opportunity to rewire the future or reframe the future because they don't think that they can go back. Isn't that amazing? People do not think that they can go back when a decision is being made. Well, I've been in leadership enough to say, okay, how many times do we have to go back or revisit? That's a good question because sometimes it's a consensus driven leadership, and that's not where it takes your company to a 10x trajectory, right? But you want to honor how you feel, really want to honor, and you want to show up with power. You want to own your words, you want to own your energy, you want to show up and truly serve. When you truly serve, you come from a place of fearlessness. You're not attached to the result, but you're really attached to to that conversation, which takes me to this, what this is all about right now. Don't use words where you give away power. Don't say, I'm okay, but that was okay. We can do that. If you want to be a leader, create more impact, now is time to slow down and really honor not only your reflection process just in that moment, but also honor what your inner knowing is telling you. Because otherwise, you will, in one form or the other, feel being taken hostage, feel victimized, you will feel frustrated, you will have sleepless nights, it will impact your mental health and overall well-being and performance. So the cost of not slowing down, the cost of not listening to your inner knowing, that cost is greater than you think. It has far more and bigger consequences than you ever thought it would have on your career. So go practice. I'd love to hear from you. If you want help on how to implement slowing down, trusting your vibe, and living connecting with your vibe, then I am inviting you to join our Be More Impactful Challenge. It runs next week. And I know for a fact that if you're a little bit coachable, if you're an open minded person, if you want to take your career to the next level, if you want to take your life to the next level, then you will get so much out of joining us for 3 days. You will get a workbook, you'll get my secrets, my tools, some of my tools. I said 10 biggest. We actually still produce or creating this workbook, but you will get my tools that help me shift my game, that help my clients shift my game, and we still connect with these tools because they will give you an unfair advantage. So if this is you, and I know it's not for everyone and it's not meant for everyone, but if you're ready to take your life to the next level, I would love for you to join us. So DM me impactful, and I will send you more details. With this, remember, it's your birthright to lead with authenticity. It's your birthright to be fearless, and it's your birthright to honor your vibration. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. I am so honored that we're together, and I can't wait to connect with you next time. Bye for now.